Hi, I'm Josh and I love everything human-powered adventure, which is why I've set myself the challenge to scooter the entire length of the UK, 950 miles between John O'Groats and Land's End, on a kick scooter. No battery, no motor, just one push at a time. So far, I've scooted my way through the Flow Country's endless gravel, straight into Storm Amy, where I had to take shelter for the night. Pushed through the beautiful yet rugged Cairngorms, made my way down past Edinburgh, all while trying to break my daily distance record of 65 miles. And that's where you're rejoining me on day 7, 1 week in, 15 miles past Edinburgh. The Scotland-England border is in my sights now. Can I make it? Let's find out.
Well, good morning, day 7, 1 week. Today we set off from John O'Groats and waking up a little bit past Edinburgh and amazingly around 90 miles to the border of England and Scotland. Now I'm waking up in a pretty good mood, to be honest, because I did break my record of how many miles I could do in a day on this scooter, and it was 75 yesterday. Although, to be honest, I felt like I could do more, but I finally found somewhere to camp in a little woods back there, so I thought I better take it. And I didn't ride into the night too much. It was probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock last night that I got there, so not too bad really. Today's goal is not to break the record. I don't think I'll do it again. I'll try and not hurt my body too much, although I have woken up feeling fairly refreshed. And the sunrise this morning over there is looking like it's gonna be a good one. The camp spot I had last night was a little lumpy, but it was quiet, and I don't think I'm going to get a quiet camp spot tonight, because as I head into today's route towards the border, I think I'm going to end up alongside the motorway. There's like an old road, very long road that just follows it all the way down to Gretna. So that's probably what's going to happen tonight. But this is day 7. That sky is absolutely beautiful, and let's go see what has in store for us. Body is feeling pretty good right now. Not hurting too much. The blister doesn't feel bad either. Right, day 7, let's go.
1 whole week, and it had gone fast, waking up feeling surprisingly refreshed after such a big day on the scooter yesterday. By now, I was sure I was going to be hurting more, but no, I still felt great. Just like the sky this morning, it was beautiful. Heading into the wind farms this morning meant I had a quiet, if not slightly windy, start to the day, with long gravel roads all to myself. It would continue being a quiet morning as well, even when I arrived at Wilson Town, about 150 years or so too late if I wanted to experience the hustle and bustle of what was once a thriving iron community during the Industrial Revolution.
I've done 20 miles this morning. It's been a bit of a battle because of that headwind today, but I'm going to be following the River Clyde for a little bit longer, and in about 10 miles I'll be on that long endless road that takes me all the way to Gretna. So hopefully as I turn sort of left to go more south, that headwind won't be quite as bad. But been very open exposed land this morning, so I'm just gonna stop off. Got some Thai sweet chili nut things. Also got some in my eye, so that's stinging. Taking it a little bit easier. Yesterday was a real big push to get that 75 miles, so today just going to try and get the 50, but just nice and gradually and slowly. Got next 30 miles are pretty much uphill though, so but then after that it's a nice long gradual downhill all the way to the border. Scooter is holding up beautifully, apart from some lovely paint coming off where my feet are always moving, especially on this like sandy, gravelly stuff. I've also got a very squished ginsters in it, but I'll probably save that for later.
After the next few miles, I was a little taken back. I'd never been through here before, following the River Clyde. There was something magical about scootering through here, with the wind blowing over the trees, the leaves starting to fall, the colours, the sounds of the waterfalls crashing. I wanted to get my miles in, but I just couldn't not stop and just savour this moment. I could have quite easily sat here all day, but if I was ever going to make it to the border, I needed to keep pushing forward, and it was time to get onto that long, endless road that follows the motorway. It's quiet enough in terms of traffic, but it certainly feels endless and slow. And there was now lots of misty, low clouds rolling my way.
Coming up to the 40-mile mark for the day, so slowly but surely making good progress. I don't really want to do too many more really, but I'll try and get to the 50 minimum. Today has definitely been the coldest day so far. It's not really that cold, but you can feel it, and I can scoot with a jacket on today. Previously I've not been able to do that. Probably got about 5, 6, 7 miles more of a gradual climb, and then it's a gradual descent towards Gretna. Now I don't think I'm going to get as far as Gretna today in the border, but I've got to think of where I'm going to camp. I did manage to find a little bivvy spot when I was BMXing across the UK. So I might be there if I can remember where it is, and if my tent will even fit, because it was quite a small spot. It's amazing how the body adapts to what I'm doing. I said at the start, I could feel it in my calves, but now I can't feel nothing. It just feels normal. A little sore on the bottom of my feet, but that's about it. Also, I was saying about how everything felt slow, and like the perception of speed is different. Now obviously still slower than a bike, but when I'm like pushing along like this, it doesn't feel mind-numbingly slow. It just feels a good pace that I can keep up. So my speed perception is also changing a bit with each day I push this scooter. But after, so plenty of hours, and just looking forward to getting to the top and have that nice gradual descent. Just had a day at Burger King too, so now I feel
This road is a mental battle. It's not hard, it just feels long, even longer on a scooter. So I owe a little mention to James, who came out for a little ride, took my mind off the endless road and got me up the long, draggy climb so I could finally enjoy that downhill fun once more.
Done 54 miles so far today, still just going along this is long ass road, but I'm not too far away from Gretna, maybe like 20 miles, if that, maybe 15, I don't know. But I just got to give a big shout out, just joined for a little bit by James, who brought me a macaroni pie. I haven't had one of these on this trip yet because I haven't found one. So this is the best thing ever. This is the pinnacle of Scottish cuisine. And to wash it down with, Iron Brew. So dinner is sorted tonight. We have got some macaroni pies. Oh, these are the best. The best scootering food. Try and remember where my camp spot is. There was like a little off-road bit and then I could get to it, but I'm not 100% sure where it is. The alternative is to get to Gretna, but then I have to get to Carlisle and then somewhere between Carlisle and Penrith probably to camp. So I think it's best to get to the border tomorrow morning and be able to stock up on some supplies then at Gretna. But for now, I'm gonna have a quick macaroni pie stop. Again, thank you, James. That's a bit of a bummer. The spot that I wanted to camp at, where I camp with a BMX, it's fine for a bivvy, but I ain't gonna be able to get my tent to fit in there. It's a bit too small. So you're just gonna have to keep going. I'm at the 60-mile mark as well. So hopefully I can find somewhere pretty soon. Wherever it's gonna be, it's most likely going to be quite noisy because I'm right next to the motorway. I think I got the calculations wrong earlier because it's actually probably about 30 miles from here to the border, maybe just under. But I need to find somewhere to camp. The sun is setting any minute now. Where will Josh sleep tonight? I don't know, but I want no frights. Good morning, good morning. Oh, got a bit lucky last night and did a few miles. Started to get dark and I just managed to find a little woodlands alongside this endless long road. Had a good night's sleep as well. It's pretty good considering I am pretty close to the motorway. But today is going to mark quite a significant day because today is the day we complete Scotland. Just about 25-ish miles down this road pretty much. And we'll be saying goodbye to Scotland, completing scootering the entire length of Scotland and into England, which then gets us towards the halfway point. I don't think we're going to quite hit that magical halfway point today, but after these 25 miles, it's essentially 75 miles from there. So on to Gretna and the border. I'll grab some food and some supplies, and then on into England we go. So an exciting day ahead. Let's go.
This was a day I had not stopped thinking about since I started. As much as you try not to get too far ahead of yourself and take it day by day, you can't help but have those goals in mind, and the Scotland-England border is a huge one. If you look at a map, Scotland is deceiving. It looks much smaller than it actually is. So getting stopped just before Ecclefechan and gifted a limited edition Iron Brew and some other goodies, I was able to power through that final 8 or so miles to the border.
Ooh. England, baby! That is basically 400 miles now completed on a scooter, and officially the entire length of Scotland done. Oh, it feels good. Feels good. That feels like really good progress. Now today we go into England. I think my goal for today is to try and get, well, 60 miles will be around Penrith, so hopefully I can try and get there and a little bit further to find somewhere to camp tonight. But right now I've got a nice cruise to Carlisle, and although the wind's coming from my right, it seems to be acting like a tailwind, so I'm going to shut up. I'm just going to keep pushing on, and we are going to make some good miles today, I think. England!
Maybe it was the Iron Brew, maybe it was the excitement of finally reaching that border after just 8 days. But one thing I was seriously noticing is just how much more efficient I was becoming on the scooter. My body had adapted, each push felt good, switching legs felt natural, and with Scotland behind me, the weather looking pretty good for the next week, scootering towards the halfway point was my new goal.
Just hiding from the wind a bit. It's quite chill to that wind at the moment, but just coming through the back end of Carlisle, and it's 1:30 and I've smashed nearly 40 miles already. Every day I ride this scooter I just feel like I get a little bit more comfortable with it and a bit more efficient. Every like push feels a bit more, efficient, and it gets me a little bit further. The next couple of days are going to be starting to go uphill as I head into like the Yorkshire Dales, but once I'm over that, wow, it's started to be downhill and stuff. But the exact halfway point on this route is going to be like the second highest point, so hopefully I can get there tomorrow. I've got to try and give myself the easiest day tomorrow, so I've got to try and get at least past Penrith for sure, but I've got loads of time. A little bit uphill, a little downhill to Penrith, and then we continue up. Yeah, feeling good, feeling really good on this scooter today. Sun's out, wind is no longer in my favour though.
With Penrith in my sights, the sun shining and feeling good on a scooter, I was still in high spirits from reaching the border this morning. I went a bit rogue and ended up on some very wet bridleways, which slowed me down a bit, but a few wet trails later, I was eating little pizza, sat in Penrith, in really good time.
I just got to Penrith, had some food. Done about 56 miles so far today, so I'm not planning to do many more. I want to try and get a bit of an earlier night tonight. Get into camp a little bit early if I can, and rest the legs, because tomorrow I've got to go over a few hills and it'll probably be a bit slow going tomorrow. Last couple of days have been quite technically straightforward. Tomorrow I've got a bit of off-road and up to the second highest point. Probably just gonna get out of Penrith and hopefully find little woods that I can camp in if possible. On the map it looks like there's a little woods maybe like 5 miles away, so I'm kind of hoping that's a possibility. If not, I'll just keep going uphill. Alright, fingers crossed, let's go find somewhere, and let's hope we can find somewhere soon.
Just past Penrith, I would stumble on the old Brougham Castle, founded in the early 13th century as a barrier against the Scottish invaders. Sitting right there on the banks of the River Amont, a strategic spot to defend against anyone coming down from the north.
Wow, another day survived on the scooter. Day 8 and another 60, I think it was 62, 63 miles, and very close to the halfway mark now. Got to the woods I want to camp at. I think I'm going to set up the tent here, and can you believe it, right? I think this is the first time on this trip where I'm going to set up my tent and the sky is actually blue. The sun came out the last couple of hours. It's just been cloudy or rainy the whole trip so far, so this is a nice end to a good day. Another tough good day on the legs, but I feel like I'm getting kind of used to it, apart from you get to around like the 50-ish mile mark and then it's like, yeah, I could probably do a stop in now. But shout out to all the people that came out and saw me today. Gives you a real energy boost, even if it's only for 10 minutes. And then the hills kick in. But good little camp spot. It's nice and early. It's not even dark yet. And as always, I see bright and early in the morning, where we should hit the halfway point, but we gotta go up for a little while first, for probably a good 20 miles. See you bright and early in the morning. I am ready for sleep. Good night. Good morning. Good morning. Day 9. And today is a good day because I'm getting to the halfway point. Well, I should be getting to the halfway point. Got to do probably another like 30 odd miles, 35 miles, something like that. I am waking up with quite stiff legs today though. I didn't really sleep that great. I don't know why, I just couldn't really switch off, but today it's not cold, it's a bit cloudy. I was looking at the weather forecast last night and I don't want to jinx it, but for like the whole of next week it's just looking like cloudy, no rain, which is crazy and amazing. Hopefully once I get over all these hills I should be able to make do some good long days and big miles, maybe even go for a little record breaking, maybe the 80-mile mark, who knows. But today's going to be a tough one because I basically got to go uphill for most of it. Next sort of, I think 80 to 100 miles are pretty much all uphill. I'm going to walk up this hill a bit, stretch my legs a bit, and let's go up. Uphill we go.
Day 9. It was probably the first day I didn't feel that great. All those miles finally catching up with me. I just felt sluggish, and there must have been something in the air today, because I could just tell today wasn't going to be quite as smooth as it had been up until this point. And then, just like that, I had my first issue. Over 400 miles in, and my first puncture. Not the greatest way to start the morning, but I was able to patch it up and get on my way once more, and into some stunning Yorkshire trails.
I did say today was going to be a slow and tough day, didn't I? But I mean, it's quite nice to be off-road, to be fair. It's been a few road slogs the last couple of days, so it's nice to be out off-road in the Yorkshire Dales, because in a couple of days we got all the built-up world to go through: Manchester, Birmingham, and of course today I had the first mechanical. Can't complain too much, I guess. One puncture so far from about halfway. Not too bad, I guess. Just stuck a patch on it. I always think it's best to just fix it up while the weather's on your side, instead of waiting for another day where it's pissing down with rain. Right, let's keep hiking. Hike a scooter.
Although today I just couldn't quite shake that sluggish feeling, it was nice to be out in the countryside. There was quite a few busy built-up miles on the cards for the next couple of days, so one push at a time I tried to make the most of these quiet miles. Enjoying the descents and slowly making my way up the climbs today. It was going to be a day of ups and downs, in more ways than one.
to walking again. I've done about 25 miles this morning and I think I've jinxed it because it is currently raining. Only a light drizzle, but damn it, I shouldn't have spoke. I tempted the rain gods. I forgot maybe a few miles until I get to a place called Edinburgh, and then I'm kind of hoping there's a little shop there. It's like it should be downhill too there, and then I'll be heading up again to the second highest point. Yeah, but today, because it's very stop and start, it's very hard to get into any rhythm on the scooter. So most of the scooting is just going downhill, which, I mean, the speed of these hills does make up the distance a bit, but yeah, would like to be able to actually scoot a bit more. One last little hike and then a nice descent down to this place that I don't think I've ever been to. I'm just kind of hoping there's a shop because I'm pretty much out of everything. I've got a few snacks, that's about it. Oh, it still goes up. It's too steep. And back to hiking up and scooting down. Kind of regretting not just going over Shap down to Kendal and the way I went on the BMX now. This is very stop and start and sluggish. The only reason I sort of went this way is because it is a lot quieter and quite nice views out here too. Look at this. It's quite nice. Right, let's keep going. Probably about 5 miles until we get to the top of this hill.
Arriving in the small village of Den, a cute little village and one I'm not sure I'd ever passed through before. Some slippery cobblestones were an interesting experience on the scooter, for sure. But leaving Den meant I was now heading to the second highest point on this adventure, and also the halfway point. But not before stumbling across this cool little waterfall. I was tempted to try and get rid of that sluggish feeling with a wild shower, but I decided I should probably just stay dry and warm. So up the steep lanes I went, with not much scootering, but plenty of walking.
And there we are, halfway. We are halfway of scootering the entire length of the UK. And I'm in a cloud, but I do get to go downhill now. There is a couple more hills today, but ultimately not too many, and I can't go too far today because I'm going to end up towards Manchester, which is tomorrow's goal. Let's go downhill. Woohoo! Here we go. just come through Ingleton, and that's pretty much, well, the one before that was the last proper climb. There's a little bit of an up now and then a nice downhill. Today has gone so fast, although I felt so slow. Today has gone fast. It's already 4:30, 4:45, so I've only really got an hour and a half until the sun starts to set. So I'm not going to do too many more miles, maybe 10 miles if possible. Just find somewhere to camp, because tomorrow I'll be heading down in towards Manchester. I think I mean, the next couple of days are going to be going to have to be quite long. I'm going to have to push for most of the day because, you know, it's all built up. Camping's going to be hard. So hopefully I'll be able to break the 75-mile record, but we'll see. Once I get through Manchester, on through Birmingham and down to sort of Gloucester, sort of in familiar territory. So I do want the next couple of days to try and push quite big numbers if possible, because one thing I would really love on this trip is to actually get to Land's End while it's not raining. So while the weather forecast says it's currently dry in the UK, even though it's been raining today, it would be nice to get there for once in a dry. I think I've been there like 10 times in my life and seen it dry maybe once, maybe twice. Right, up a little hill and let's find somewhere to camp.
One sluggish day now almost behind me. I had made it over most of the steep, slow climbs, and I would get a bit of an easier finish today, with the hills starting to roll more in my favour. And after how I'd felt all day, I was just hoping for a great camp spot tonight. And you know what? It was looking promising as I rolled my way into the quiet countryside.
Just managed to find a camp spot, and what a camp spot it is. Look at the views. I'm just up in the middle of nowhere. The wind's coming from this way. I've got the wall mostly sheltering me. It's nice and calm. Not raining. I mean, up here it'll probably be a bit wet in the night with condensation and stuff, but I mean, I think this has probably got to be one of the top spots so far of this trip. Today was a tough one. Today I didn't feel that great, but also it was just hilly, but I managed to still break the 50-mile mark. 52 miles I think it was. I've got like about 10-13 miles, something like that, until I have done 500 miles. Whew. So tomorrow is mostly get that done, which is kind of a little bit up and down, and then down, and then hopefully in and through Manchester if possible. I need to look at the map and make sure that's doable, but these next two parts, the next 200 miles, I really want to push and get some big distance days in if I can, because they're going to be kind of busy but kind of flattish. This essentially where I'm camping is probably the last challenging climb and hills until Devon and Cornwall. I probably shouldn't say that because there's probably something I've forgotten, but I think it's pretty much like flowy countryside. So as always, I'll see you bright and early in the morning. I'm gonna have a lovely night's sleep in here. Definitely feel tired today. See you in the morning. Look at this view. Camp spot, beautiful. View, magnificent.